Good evening. I'd like to call the Tuesday, October 3rd, 2017 City of Oldsmar City Council meeting to order. If you'll please rise for our invocation and our pledge that will be led by our city attorney, Mr. Tom Trask.
Heavenly Father, we come humbly before you in a time of a national tragedy. The deaths and terrible injuries suffered by the victims of the Las Vegas shootings burdens our hearts, a burden shared throughout the nation. We pray that you will comfort the families of those injured or killed and welcome those who died into your heavenly kingdom. We are hopeful that your grace and love will be with those who have suffered and those present here tonight who share in their pain and loss. This we pray. Amen.
If we could have a moment of silence before the pledge, please. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The first item on our list tonight, and actually highlighted for me because we haven't done it in 31 years, which is the swearing in of our new city manager, Al Braithwaite. Al?
Sure. All right.
Any introductions?
Hi, everybody. This is my wife, Carla.
Hi, Carla. Hi, Carla. Hi, neighbor.
Ms. Sanchez Lodge. No big words? What about Braithwaite? Please raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I, Alan Braithwaite,
A citizen of the state of Florida.
a citizen of the state of Florida
And of the United States of America.
and of the United States of America,
Being employed by or a charter officer of
being employed by or a charter officer of
the city of Oldsmar, Florida.
the city of Oldsmar, Florida,
Being responsible for the appropriate use
being responsible for the appropriate use
of public funds as such employee or officer.
of public funds as such employee or officer,
Do hereby solemnly swear and affirm
do hereby solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Florida.
and the state of Florida.
Congratulations.
I've said enough.
You get a photo?
Lisa tells her to go home.
That was Reese's best advice.
We'll see you in 31 years. Congratulations, Al, and welcome.
Thanks, sir.
Our first item on tonight's agenda, well, actually, it's the second now, is the Citizens Open Forum, where you're allowed to address the council on anything. We ask you to keep it no more than 5 minutes, state your name and address clearly for the record, and you can talk towards items on tonight's agenda. If you are speaking on items 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, we will ask for public comment at that time. So anybody on this side like to address the council? Sue?
You want to finish your cake and help me? Shy all of a sudden? All right, we were asking Miss Fallon to come up and help us invite everybody to dance, but she must have cake and be a little shy right now. Sudayantis
Fallon,
Cologne.
you're shy?
Yeah, right. Sudayantis Cologne, 402 Arlington Avenue East, Oldsmar. I'm here twofold tonight. As our 19th year with Miss Suda's Dancers. We started up a few weeks ago, so we just like to pass the word. We have some great things coming up with the talent show on November 3rd, and we will be performing at Christmas Wonderland on the stage on December 1st. So we invite everyone like Fallon and her friends from ages 4 through teens to come join us for a great program at the Rec Center. You can find out more information at Miss Suda's Dancers on Facebook or with the City of Oldsmar under the Rec Center programs, and come join us for some fun. I was just at the children's art reception, great turnout. Samantha did a great job getting everybody in and getting everything lined up, and we passed out beads. So Ms. Suda's Dancers was honored to be a part of that as well. Okay, we put that hat aside. Hi, everyone. I am now here on a new endeavor. Some of you have heard. My husband and I, just about 2 weeks ago, were sitting trying to figure out how we could help our son and daughter-in-law and grandchild in Puerto Rico. And not being able to do much, but hopefully fly them out, which we are very blessed. We have got them a flight out on the 20th. We started saying, how could we send supplies? Before we knew it, Hector and I had a 53-foot trailer donated by the end of the weekend. The driver, the truck, the pallets, the boxing, the supplies to ship, coordinations with the Air Force to ship our supplies. Shortly after, we had Oldsmar Cares join in to sponsor us and are working with a number of organizations, already starting with the collections, and looking forward to working with the city and the community to fill this first 53-foot trailer. And my goal is to get it filled, our goal is, and we said if we get more than that, we'll get another trailer and send more. So we'd like to invite everyone to join us on this endeavor. There are drop locations right now at Community United Methodist Church. You can follow us on Facebook at Oldsmar Strong 4PR. That's Oldsmar, STRONG, FOR. Now you're going to come help me? And we're going to, come here, we're going to help get all kinds of supplies for kids and adults sent to Puerto Rico, right? And I'll bet you money Fallon will be there helping us, right? Yes. All right. So we ask everyone to join in and support this great cause. And we've been very blessed for the support we've had already. Walmart, October 14th is our big day from 8 to 5 p.m. So, and we also are accepting online donations through our PayPal account you can find on Facebook. If you want to volunteer or get involved, you can message us on Facebook. And we are now accepting checks as well for donations that we can buy supplies with. So thank you very much for all your support, and say, everybody help Puerto Rico. You are not my shy girl. How did you end up being so shy all of a sudden? Thank you very much. Tell them thank you. Can you do that much? Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
All right.
Back up to speed on everything. I want to get with you or Hector or somebody that can kind of fill me in on where we're at and what I can do to help out.
So you know, Mayor, I've been working on the committee and been to the committee meetings that we've had, and the circular going on. As a matter of fact, I'm on the account at the bank as well. And so a lot of interest, a lot of people doing great things, coming together very fast, a really dynamic committee of people.
Good.
Just taking on.
I'll get with you then, or one of them, get up to speed and see what else.
She's
we
still
can
the
do.
boss, her and Hector.
That goes without saying. All right. Anybody else on this side of the room like to address the council? Anybody on this side of the room like to address the council? Yes.
Yes, of course.
Hi, Jan Chaffee, 3801 Shore Boulevard, Oldsmar, Florida, 34677. I'm here to announce that Relay for Life of Safety Harbor is officially in the season. We're having our kickoff party on October 16th at the Courtyard Marriott from 6:30 to 7:30. And we would invite anybody here that wants to participate in Relay to please come to the kickoff party. If you're not familiar with Relay, please come to the kickoff party. We'll tell you all about it. If you want to start a team, please come to the kickoff party. We're looking forward to having you all there. If you have any questions after this meeting, you can ask Ann Nixon. She's like a very seasoned relayer. I also want to thank the city for their continued support of donating Canal Park Field to us every year. It really means a lot to us. And we've signed I think we're close to signing the contract for our next event, which is April 6th, 2018 at Canal Park. We appreciate the support that you've all given us, and we have a little gift to present to you tonight. I've got a little plaque for the city. I know you need one more in City Hall, but we would like to present this to the city of Oldsmar, thanking you for your great support. We really do appreciate it. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Give
Jan.
this to you.
Yeah. You want to come down?
Al's been on the job less than 10 minutes officially, and he's already got a plaque. It's a good start. Just saying, it's a good sign.
Oldsmar Sports Complex.
Oh, yes, I know that. I was, we forgot. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yep. Anybody else in the room like to address the council? Seeing no one, will close the citizens' open forum. I'll do a quick mayor's minute. Once again, I'd like to welcome Al Braithwaite as our new city manager. Looking for many great years with you on my side. Also, I was honored to, on the other side of that, host Bruce's reception on Friday, which turned out really great. Chance to hear a lot of stories. Al told quite a few stories, having worked with him quite some time, and Senator Latvala and quite a few others had some very nice things. His wife Retha also had some nice things, so it was a nice transition. So I think you only have 740 more council meetings, and you'll catch up with him. One down, 740 to go. My term serving on the board of the PSTA has ended. I was honored to represent Safety Harbor, Tarpon Springs, and Oldsmar with the seat that I served on. Hopefully they've got some great things moving forward for public transportation. We Mean Business, monthly visit by Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce and the Director of Planning and Redevelopment and myself. For September, we visited East Lake Woodlands Country Club, Touchpoint Medical, and Ace Hardware that should be opening, I forget what they said, in the next, this month, I think, it should be opening. So the Ace Hardware, and if you don't know where that is, it's over by Aldi's and Ross and Chili's. Also, the Janice Miller Citizens Academy. I was honored to kick off the City of Oldsmar Janice Miller Citizens Academy. Thank those who are participating this year. I'm a graduate myself. And I also mentioned that they do fill up fast, so if you would like to find out more information, contact the clerk's office, and they will put you on the list. We have, how many can you get in there, like 25-ish? 25-ish, okay. Upcoming events, Penny for Pinellas Open House, that is tomorrow night. 6 to 8 p.m. Council chambers join representatives from Pinellas County and the City of Oldsmar as we discuss the Penny for Pinellas referendum, part of the November 7th ballot. Penny projects that have impacted Oldsmar and parts of Pinellas County will be shown, followed by a Q&A session. This building that we're in right now is one of many that the Penny for Pinellas has helped in the City of Oldsmar. I believe also the library is Penny for Pinellas. What else?
Fire station.
Fire station. So
The 7 miles of dirt street.
7 miles of dirt street. So the Penny is a great thing for Pinellas County and the residents of it. So share that it's not really like another tax, and a lot of it is paid for by people that are in here on vacation. So as mentioned by Suda, Children's Art at City Hall. Stop by City Hall now through November for the Children's Art exhibit featuring the creativity of students from Oldsmar Elementary. Thanks for the reception tonight. Wonderful to see what these kids can do. They sure put my stick figures to shame, I can tell you that, when you can see a 1-year-old, a first grader that does better than me. Tomorrow morning at R.E. Olds Park is the walk to school, 7:50 at R.E. Olds Park. We start walking at 8, escorted by the fire department, and we go from R.E. Olds to Oldsmar Elementary. Also coming up on Saturday, October 21st, the International Coastal Cleanup. So we are putting together a group. Trista is going to be the one spearheading it. It's going to meet at Bicentennial Park, and then we'll disperse to various locations. Starts around 8:30 is a good time. If you need more information, call City Hall and ask for Trista. She can probably tell you maybe what you need to wear or bring or things like that. So that's at Bicentennial Park, the 21st on Saturday at 8:30 a.m. That wraps up the mayor's minute. We have nothing in the CRA. Next item is our consent docket. We have 2 items. Request council to waive bid requirements and award Flowers Chemical Laboratories Incorporated the Environmental Laboratory Testing Services contract as required by Florida Department of Environmental Protection, FDEP, and Southwest Florida Water Management District, SWFWMD, permits for water and wastewater treatment under the same pricing terms and conditions as the City of Plant City contract, RFP 16022U0SS prints PB 18-002 close prints. And the next item is approve the tentative agenda for October 17th, 2017. If nobody wishes to pull anything, I need a motion.
So move.
Second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Next is the City of Oldsmar. One item on there, presentation of the proclamation for a day without water, and I will go ahead, if I can get all my thumbs working, I will go ahead and read that. Imagine a day without water, whereas the infrastructure that brings water to and from homes and businesses is essential to the quality of life and economic vitality of the City of Oldsmar. And whereas Oldsmar residents on average use 61 gallons of water per day per person, and whereas the City of Oldsmar has 93 miles of water main pipeline, and whereas 1/5 of the U.S. economy would grind to a halt without a reliable and clean source of water, and whereas managing water responsibly is critical to our nation's environmental health and to a high quality of life through economic commerce, power generation, and recreation, and whereas investing in our drinking water and wastewater systems will secure a bright and prosperous future for generations to come, and whereas different regions face different water challenges, so the solutions to strengthen our drinking water and wastewater systems must be locally driven, but reinvestment in our water must be a national priority. Now, therefore, I, Doug Beavis, Mayor of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, do hereby proclaim October 12, 2017 to be a day to imagine a day without water, and call on our federal partners to bring much-needed funding and innovation to projects and restore our critical water infrastructure, dated this third day of October 2017. Doug Beavis, Mayor, and am I presenting this to you, Trista?
Nan?
Oh, Nan? All right. Whatever you guys say.
Hoping to have more staff up here, but.
We'll look big.
Okay.
Hey, you want to say something?
Sure. When I first got called about this is a national initiative by the American Water Works Association. I was actually in Africa, and I thought, well, looking at how much energy and how much human capital is spent getting water every day, it was very obvious. And then I came home, and it wasn't very hard to imagine a day without water with the 3 hurricanes, Harvey, Irma, and then Maria, that we've all experienced. I think we're all very aware of how precious it is, and how lucky we are to live in a city that values water and water resources enough to build a state-of-the-art RO facility that uses an alternate source of water. A couple of different departments, various departments, both Public Works, all three, the city clerk and the library, got together, some of our staff, and they're putting together a very interesting project to demonstrate how much water is used. And I have the beginnings of it. This will be mounted up in the breezeway between the library and Tico Hall. But just to give a little bit of idea of how much water is needed for every meal, this is like a little typical breakfast of a bowl of oatmeal and a couple of eggs and a cup of coffee. And it has the amount of water it takes to put that meal on that table from inception to when it gets there. That's 163 gallons of water for your breakfast. Despite the fact that we're really good at conservation and we only drink 61 gallons per person. For lunch, if you had a turkey and cheese sandwich and a small bag of chips, nothing to drink, that'd be 160 gallons of water it takes from the time you grow the fruits and vegetables and process them and transport them and everything. And then if you splurge and have a nice steak dinner with a baked potato and some broccoli.
This is called the Siraki.
That's 1,325 gallons of water.
And?
For that meal. So, sometimes we're so fortunate that we don't see what we have and what we have available to us every day. And this is just a way to bring people's attention to the resource that water is, and to remind us that it's been a lot of years and we haven't invested a lot as a country into the infrastructure, and that we need to maintain and repair that and make sure we have that for the future. So look for the display at the library. I think it's going to be very dynamic and exciting. And I thank all the staff that put their heads together and came up with this really interesting display.
Neat. Awesome. Thank you. I'll just hold hold on to this then.
So happy to sit down. And I think we'll put the proclamation next to the display.
Thank you.
Just a comment, Mayor, when water is disrupted, wherever we are, it's not caused by nature, it's caused by the mismanagement of man. They can't blame it on anything else. For your information, I embarrassed one of the Swift-Mud officials many, many years ago. I think Tom was here. He probably doesn't remember it. Tell us to, years ago, they used to say, conserve on water, conserve on water, conserve on water, because we're going broke with water. We have a drought. And I asked him the question, what's the definition of a drought? At that time, a drought was 3 years without rain. We don't have droughts in the state of Florida. We have seasons. Then I asked him a question that he couldn't answer. What state in the Union has more surface water than any other state in the Union? Anybody know? It's Florida. Anybody want to try to prove me wrong? Have at it. The state of Florida has more surface water. Now, we do steal it sometimes from Alabama and Georgia.
That's why they don't have as much.
That's why there's a lawsuit going on, but we have more surface water in this state than any other state in the Union. So if man doesn't judge it right, it isn't because God doesn't give us enough. It's because man ends up being stupid and not doing the right thing. And the city of Oldsmar has always done the right thing.
I hate when you don't have an opinion. Thank you for that, but you're right. Next item is our city attorney.
I have a resolution and then 5 ordinances I'm going to read tonight. The resolution was prepared at your request. It deals with texting while driving. I'm going to read that resolution by title only. It's Resolution 2017-18. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, supporting further restrictions on texting while driving and urging the Florida legislature to enact legislation that would make texting while driving a primary offense and providing for an effective date hereof. That was a reading of Resolution 2017-18 by title only.
For discussion, need a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on this item?
Nope.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 5-0. Thank you.
You realize that if that was to happen, you'd have to put away your phone, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, I know. I do. I'm a way, 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 way better than I used to be. I can tell you that.
We believe you.
Sure.
Okay, the next item on your agenda is an ordinance dealing with a lot on Huron Avenue. I'll read the ordinance by title only. Ordinance 2017-12, an ordinance declaring the intention of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, to annex certain real property located in Section 22, Township 28 South, Range 16 East, further described as Lot 7, Block 18, map of Section Number 1, West Oldsmar, parcel number 22 28 16 96660 018 0070, into the corporate limits of the City of Oldsmar and providing for an effective date of this ordinance. That was the first reading of ordinance 2017-12 by title only. And just for your information, it is located at 3153 Huron Avenue.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. Does anybody in the audience wish to address this item? Seeing no one, we'll close the public hearing. I need a motion.
So move.
Second, motion and, do I have a second? Second. Any discussion on this item? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Councilmember Sedell?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Saraki?
Yes.
Councilmember Mickey?
Yes.
Councilmember Beaver?
Yes.
Mayor Beavis?
Aye.
First reading of ordinance 2017-12, annexing West Oldsmar, Section 1, Block 18, Lot 7, 3153 Huron Avenue, passes with 5 votes for and 0 against.
Jan?
What do you say?
Ann?
Annexation.
Oh, one at a time. We all were looking. We're all waiting. I'm in another world.
You got it, Jerry. Item number 6, this is a public hearing of ordinance 2017-13. This is a land use ordinance. I'll read it by title only. Ordinance 2017-13, an ordinance of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, amending the future land use plan element of the comprehensive plan of the city by amending the land use designation on those certain real properties described as 3159 Phoenix Avenue, parcel number 22, 28, 16, 96660, 011, 0060, 3156 Huron Avenue, parcel number 22, 28, 16, 96660, 017, 0220, and 3157 Huron Avenue, parcel number 22, 28, 16, 96660, 018, 0080, as further described in Exhibits A, B, and C from County Land Use Designation of Residential Low, RLM, to the City Land Use Designation of Residential Urban, RU, and providing for an effective date. That was a reading of ordinance 2017-13 by title only.
This again is a public hearing. Does anybody in the public wish to address this item? Seeing no one, we'll close the public hearing. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion on this item? Hearing none, call the roll.
Councilmember Sidel?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Saraki?
Yes.
Councilmember McGee?
Yes.
Councilmember Beverly?
Yes.
Mayor Beavis?
Aye.
First reading of ordinance 2017-13, amending the land use from county designation of residential low medium to city of Oldsmar designation of residential urban in West Oldsmar, section number 1, block 11, lot 6, block 7, lot 22, and block 18, lot 8, is passed with 5 votes for and 0 against.
This next item on the agenda is a quasi-judicial hearing, side hearing.
Because of one at a time, we can do these three.
Exactly.
So item number 7 is a quasi-judicial hearing. This is a rezoning of a property that is located now in Oldsmar. But it was for the purposes of establishing zoning category after annexation. So I'll read that title of ordinance 2017-14, an ordinance of the city of Oldsmar, Florida, rezoning certain real properties described as 3159 Phoenix Avenue, parcel number 22, 28, 16, 9660, 011, 0060, 3156 Huron Avenue, parcel number 22, 28, 16, 9666, 017, 0220, and 3157 Huron Avenue, parcel number 22, 28, 16, 96660, 018, 0080, as further described in Exhibits A, B, and C from the county zoning designation of R4, 1, 2, and 3 family residential district, to the city zoning designation of R3, residential 2 and 3 family district, and providing for an effective date. With that, Mayor, I need to swear in anyone that's going to testify at this particular hearing. Anyone that's going to testify, please stand up, be sworn in. Okay. So you swear the testimony you're about to give is going to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. So staff would make a presentation relative to this rezoning.
Marie Daphne, Planning and Redevelopment Director. Staff is recommending approval of the rezoning from residential low medium to the city designation of residential urban. Oh, excuse me, wrong one. The rezoning from the county R4, 1, 2, and 3 family to the city designation of R3, residential 2 and 3 family. So it's the corresponding zoning that makes it consistent with the county-wide zoning. So it's just really housekeeping. So I want to enter the staff report into the record, and I'm here to answer any questions.
Any questions of staff?
I have just one question, and it actually does not relate. It relates to this, but it doesn't relate to this, and I apologize, and I will be corrected if my question is not in order, Tom. Maybe you could bring it back to us and give us a status report on how everything's going over there to be built.
On the Bayside Terrace development, yes. Do you want me to give you an update now? You can see that they're,
It's up to the mayor.
How about, can we finish this motion and then we can get an update? Any other questions?
No.
No? Did I get a motion?
Not yet.
Okay, it
We're
is
gonna-
public. Well, we didn't have anybody sworn in. Do I need to?
I would ask again.
Anybody want to, from the public, like to address this item? Seeing no one, will close the public hearing. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second. Motion and a second. Discussion on this item? Seeing none, call the roll, please.
Councilmembers, Vice Mayor Saraki?
Yes.
Councilmember McKee? Yes. Councilmember Beverly?
Yes.
Mayor Beavis?
Aye.
First reading of ordinance 2017-14, rezoning West Oldsmar, section number 1, block 11, lot 6, block 17, lot 22, and block 18, lot 8, from county R4 to city R3. It passes with 5 votes for and 0 against.
Thank you. And we'll just get through these, and then before we go to city manager, we'll have her give an update, if that's okay.
Or she can bring it back to us.
I mean, if she's got something, we can do it in between. That's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and read agenda item number 8. This is a public hearing of ordinance 2017-15. I'll read that by title only. Ordinance 2017-15, an ordinance of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, amending the future land use plan element of the comprehensive plan of the city by amending the land use designation on those certain real properties generally described as vacant land, consisting of parcel number 22, 28, 16, 96660, 007, 0040, parcel number 22, 28, 16, 96660, 007, 0050, and parcel number 22, 28, 16, 96660, 007, 0070, as further described in Exhibits A, B, and C from County Land Use Designation of Residential Low, Medium, RLM, to the City Land Use Designation of Residential Urban, RU, and providing for an effective date. I just want to tell you, we're using the parcel ID numbers because these are all vacant lots. They don't have an address associated with them. But for the purposes of what you have in front of you, it's 0 Shore Boulevard and 0 Phoenix Avenue for the other two lots. So it does require a public hearing.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. Does anybody wish to address the public on this item? Seeing no one, we'll close the public hearing. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second? Motion and a second. Any discussion on this item?
No.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Councilmember Saito?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Zaracki?
Yes.
Councilmember McKee? Councilmember Bieber?
Yes.
Mayor Beavis?
Aye.
First reading of ordinance 2017-15, amending the land uses from county designation of residential low medium to city of Oldsmar destination of residential urban for West Oldsmar, section number 1, block 7, lots 4, 5, and 7, passes with 5 votes for and 0 against.
Next, item number 9 on your agenda. This is also a quasi-judicial hearing because it's dealing with the rezoning. It's going to be the first reading and public hearing of ordinance 2017-16. This is the companion to the previous ordinance on land use. I'll read the ordinance by title only. Ordinance 2017-16, an ordinance of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, rezoning certain real properties described as parcel number 22, 28, 16, 9660, 007, 0040. Parcel number 22, 28, 16, 9666, 007, 0050. And parcel number 22, 28, 16, 96660, 007, 0070. As further described in Exhibits A, B, and C from the county zoning designation of R3, residential 2 and 3 family district, to the city zoning designation of R2, residential single family district, and providing for the effective date. That was a reading of ordinance 2017-16 by title only. And I need to, Marie, you've already been sworn in, so you don't have to be sworn in again. Anyone else that's going to testify on this zoning ordinance, please stand up, raise your right hand. Seeing none, Marie, you ready to present?
Marie Daphne, Planning and Redevelopment Director. Staff is recommending approval of the rezoning from the county designation of R3 residential 2 and 3 family, and the consistent zoning designation in the city would be R2 residential single family. So I'd like to enter the staff report into the record, and I'm available to answer any questions.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. Does anybody wish to address the council on this? Seeing no one, will close the public hearing. Need a motion?
So move.
Second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on this item? Hearing none, call the roll.
Councilmember Saito?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Zaracki?
Yes.
Councilmember Bieber?
Yes.
Mayor Beavis?
Aye.
First reading of ordinance 2017-16, rezoning West Oldsmar, section number 1, block 7, lots 4, 5, and 7, and rezoning from county R3 to city R2 is passed with 5 votes for and 0 against.
Thank you. Anything else?
I just want to say welcome, Al. Look forward to working with you, city manager-wise.
Thank you, sir.
That's all I have, thanks.
Thank you. Before we get, and Marie, do you have an update, or we don't mean to put you on the spot, but if you have something, or maybe if based on that, if we have questions, then maybe we can get you.
Really, they're just installing the infrastructure right now. I don't know if there's anything specific that you're concerned about.
No, I'm not
I think there was
concerned.
like a little slow start, but they are really kind of ramping it up now.
That's what I'm concerned about, is them ramping it up and the thing being finally come before council for construction.
I
That's
think
all.
I saw they're doing infrastructure and they've brought in pad fill, haven't they?
Yes.
Yeah, they're doing some of that.
Like the hurricane slowed them up a little bit, and then there were issues with, subs I think that a lot of contractors have that issue. There's, a lot of building going on, so they're trying to get different subs and like frameworks and et cetera, so.
Yeah, yeah. Do they have an estimated time frame? Sorry. Or like to go,
It's in the development agreement. I believe it's within 3 years, everything should be.
everything should be done, but they should start pitching off units pretty soon, I would
Yeah,
think, so.
I mean, they're moving along as far as the inspections. I think Public Works could probably give you an update if there was something as far as inspections for infrastructure.
It'd be interesting to know when they do start, when they anticipate going vertical, I guess.
Yeah,
I would think it should be pretty soon, I would think, so, okay.
after the first of the year, I think.
You think? Okay, all right.
Being an elder citizen and not remembering everything, how many units is going in there? Do you remember?
60,
Well, you don't remember, and I'll feel better.
Yeah, I mean, there was.
I thought it was 160, 162,
160?
165, I think.
165,
Okay.
162, give or take.
Thank you, ma'am.
So Maria, I have a question not related to Bayside Terrace, but whatever happened with the restaurant? Did I miss that on 580? It doesn't look like,
It's for sale.
okay, so it's
so-
not going to be the restaurant that was presented to us? or-
I don't believe so.
No, the tenant he had, I guess, backed out for lack of a better.
Okay,
They've had interest from, different
okay,
people.
but, all right.
Yeah, I
I
mean-
saw the for sale sign and I thought, that's, okay. I
Yeah,
guess
they're
we're not-
trying to, I think, and that was kind of part of the thought was they, do they sell it, permit, turnkey pad ready and, or something like that. I even brought somebody to the table. It just
Okay.
didn't work out, so,
Okay, thank you, Marie.
thanks. Next is our illustrious city manager. We loaded you up tonight with one item.
Got a big one. Thank you, Mayor. Item number 10 is Resolution 2017-17, the authorization of new banking signatories, Recommendation is to adopt Resolution 2017-17. This resolution is to repeal a prior resolution, 2011-02, which would authorize signatures for our banking transactions with Wells Fargo. It was made necessary by the update to the resolution prior because of the change of a staff, that change being the departure of our illustrious leader. And I will read the resolution by title only. Resolution 2017-17, a resolution of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, designating authorized signatories for Wells Fargo Bank and all other financial institutions per City of Oldsmar investment policy, utilizing a format that correctly presents information required by the financial institutions, providing for distribution to same, providing for the repeal of Resolution 2011-02, and providing for an effective date hereof. Mayor, that's the reading of Resolution 2017-17.
I need a motion?
So moved.
Second? Motion and a second. Any discussion on this item? Checking the signatures out, seeing how authentic. Garrett, what is up with your signature? It matches your hair. All right. Hearing no discussion, all those in favor? Aye. Aye, 5-0. Thank you. Anything else?
That's it, sir. Thank you. I'm tired.
City Clerk, you have anything?
No, just a big welcome to Al. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
That's all.
City Council, item number 11. He is in the building. I was waiting for the smoke to come in when he came.
He looks nice and tan, too.
He
Pretty
does look
rested, doesn't he?
tan. How's your golf swing? Good? Item number 11, approve the naming of the Lynn Reeves Environmental Education Center.
Would you like a motion?
I would like a motion.
So moved.
I would like a second.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on this item? Hearing none? You correct me if I'm wrong, and if you want to come up and say anything, that's great, but the word that I heard was that this is probably one of the proudest things for you and your staff because of the amount of work and effort that they put in. I mean, short of the crane, they basically did everything. Am I correct in that, I think? Come on up. Did you moped over here or come in a truck? Were you? You can drop some of ours off on the way back if you want.
Some, because I asked Bruce on Friday if he would, since he's got a lot of free time, I called him up and asked him if he wanted to volunteer. And he said, for what? And I said, pick up debris. He didn't want to.
It didn't work out so
Give him a
well.
few
No, no. So, But I really appreciate this. It's spent a lot of time here, as you all know, many, many years. The staff, I had great staff. We did a lot of great things, and I'm very humble at this, and I just think it's a wonderful thing for me. So I thank all of you. Without you, we wouldn't have been able to do what we did. With the exception of Al, of course. Because he gives me Cub baseball, or golf balls,
Yeah.
I lost them all already.
I think it's great. It's a great facility too, and it's, continuing to get utilized. I know they've had several events down there, and I know the zip line people use it for their staging area and things like that. So I think it's awesome. If nobody has anybody have any thoughts, comments?
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well
Thank you.
deserved.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you.
Thanks for all your support too. Last meeting, we won the Spirit Award because of all your hard work with the Centennial.
Yeah,
So I appreciate that, and I miss you.
yeah. Did you see it downstairs on the way in?
No, I didn't, but I'll take a look on the way out.
Yeah.
I was a little behind
Oh, yeah.
running.
Yeah, check it out. It's got Dan's fingerprints all over it
Oh,
because
whatever.
he touches it every time he comes in, so.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Lynn, it's well deserved, my friend.
Yes. Megan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Awesome. And next, council comments. Somebody could make note of the time and let Bruce Haddock know that we are buzzing through this meeting.
Well, let's see what happens with your comments.
It would only be fair that we do it to him because we've done it to everybody else.
Absolutely.
I'll start with Councilmember Sidell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do have some comments. First off, congratulations, Lynn. Well deserved. I'm not going to say congratulations again to Al, because I think I've congratulated him way too much. But I will say, the mayor's right, it's a pretty good first at-bat, so let's just hope you can keep that up, okay? I did want to mention, I think I mentioned this before, kind of as a takeaway from the Florida League of City meetings. Al and myself have a meeting with Representative Grant here on Thursday. And afterward, Councilmember Siraki has a meeting with him as well. And so we've coordinated to the extent of saying, I'm going to kind of focus on the CRA over here. I'm going to show him what we've been able to accomplish, what we'd like to continue to accomplish, how important it is for us to be able to have a downtown area. We're even going to take him out and have him walk in the property where we expect to have it, to try to be, as hands-on as possible. And of course, the goal is to attempt to gain support and commitment, to remain supportive of the city's CRA. There's other things, I'm sure Dan will touch on it in his comments, where we're all trying to coordinate and, get a firm commitment from our representative. I'm speaking to him as a council member myself, not necessarily representing the council, but it's my intent to update everyone afterwards. It's unfortunate we can't all meet with them at the same time, but that's the way it is. In any event, I did want to mention that, and Al's helped with preparing some information that we're going to be going over with them.
And I trust, I'm only speaking for me, and I assume I can do this. Tom will tell me if I can't. As far as I'm concerned, you're speaking for me too, because I think we're all on the same page, I blasted him pretty hard, texting him right before the hurricane, and I just flat out told him, to your point, I guess, he is against home rule. I mean, he's against the CRA. They're trying to abolish it in Tallahassee, and he's one of the people that's on that bandwagon. So I just flat out told him, between the CRA and home rule, that I cannot support somebody that is our representative that does not support his city.
It's
So,
my intent to tell him that almost word for word.
yeah.
We'd love to be allies. We appreciate what you've done in the past, but there's been a new change over in this last session. When you stood here in our council chambers and told us all about why you supported the proposed legislation that made an impact on home rule, you told us about another city in Miami. You don't represent them. And we need people who represent us.
Yeah, I agree.
And we think you're the guy, but you can't go do that again. But there'll be a lot of people who will put money and time
And to whoever runs against you.
whoever runs against you. I mean,
totally
you know what? At the end of the day, we should be allies. We've always had allies there. And it just, the reality of it is it's the speaker. And the
Right.
speaker is threatening and, but the speaker doesn't elect him. He might punish him, but he's got to decide between getting punished and not getting elected.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that's the message that all councils need to send to their representatives to ensure that, look, if we suddenly don't listen to the people who elect us,
Why are we
serve
looking
very
for?
long and
The
as it
problem
should
with that is that he only has 2 cities. He doesn't care about either one of the cities.
be. Well, he's got counties that he represents
And he
too.
represents Hillsborough County in the open space. He doesn't give a rat's rear end.
I don't agree with you.
Well, it doesn't matter whether you agree with me or not. It's the
I
truth.
wasn't suggesting that it did matter. I was just saying that I don't agree with you. I think it does matter. And because the counties feel the same way as the cities do. There's no difference.
I would agree with you that it does matter. I don't think he cares.
Well, he may not,
He doesn't.
They
we'll
all
wait
have,
and see.
they all have completely different agendas. They're all out there to position themselves under the new, the new speaker who could be the next governor, who knows? So,
Well, I hope he does run.
Yeah.
I'll be glad when he's not speaker anymore.
yeah.
I was curious, if just we could get a quick update on the status of the cleanup, the debris and everything, where we stand. Have we gone through the entire city yet, or what percent?
Nan, you want to give us something there? I'm pretty sure I can handle it, but she probably knows more specifics.
We believe that we've gone through the entire city for vegetation at least one time. Some areas more than that. There is still some debris in the way of like fencing and what's considered construction and demolition debris. And we're bringing on a contractor with a claw truck that will pick up a lot faster and be able to get rid of that faster with that contractor. We still have a yard full of vegetation that we're working, but the city looks pretty good when you drive it.
No, it looks great.
There are still piles of fencing particularly around because we haven't tried to pick that up in any way, but we have a map that we've highlighted and we've been up and down every street at least once. So.
Right?
Can I offer something on that? I've talked to Al and I mentioned this, and I said I wasn't going to bring it up at the council meeting, but Beans has brought it up, just a little bit of it. And why don't we clean up St. Pete Drive? That's the main thoroughfare through the city. And that's what everybody sees when they drive 580 or St. Pete Drive through the city of Oldsmar, and it looks like crap.
I believe we might have gotten it since Friday
No,
afternoon.
you haven't got, no, not you. No, it hasn't been taken care of.
Well, we'll go back past it, but they were working it today. And we began working it, I noticed the same thing you did, that, it's very visible. I think the hesitation was that you've got maintenance of traffic issues. And so they were working the areas that didn't put the
Y'all are
staff
doing a
out in
great
traffic.
job. I'm just saying St. Pete Drive is the main drive through town and it looks horrible. That's all I'm saying. But you're all doing a great job. And I was over to the dump today, not the dump, but where they got the, and they were over there in the big containers. It's just.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, overall, the
I
city,
gotta tell you,
they've done a really good job of getting after it quick. When you hear stories from other people who don't live in Oldsmar.
I've driven other parts. You have a property down in St. Pete. I've been in Dunedin. My office is right on Main Street, and we've had the same 4-foot pile.
Just started picking it up. I saw their trucks out there the other day. So is there recommendation for residents that still have it that they should call or notify you all if they feel like they still have vegetation or debris that hasn't been picked up yet?
They're welcome to, but we have staff driving the city, writing down specific addresses. And we're gonna send that one contractor up and down every street in the city, do one final cleanup. And then after that, we'll have our regular solid waste pickup. So if somebody prepares the large stuff properly, then Republic will pick it up like they do normally.
Yeah, Republic was being a little bit touchy about what they were picking up there for a while. I literally had like 3 palm fronds laying next to my trash can, and they wouldn't pick it up because it was vegetation. I was like, really, guys?
Yeah, I had something.
Sorry,
similar.
my trash can was completely stuffed full. I couldn't get it to fit in otherwise, but anyhow, thank you.
It's been a joint effort with Public Works and Leisure Services staff and one local contractor to get this all picked up. So there's been multiple passes. And Republic knew we were doing the vegetation pickup. So a truck would go by and they might leave something, and that's confusing to people. So we were trying to explain that.
Thanks, Shane.
Thank you. Oktoberfest, I know the council has typically, we've kind of expanded it, where we've invited people on the city boards and so forth to pick up a shift. The chamber has asked if we would do it Saturday from 11 to 5. That's October 21st.
Yeah, that works for me.
What time?
11 to 5
On Saturday?
on Saturday.
We were Sunday, weren't we, last time? They're putting us in a power shift? Is that what they're doing?
I think.
Well, they know
I
we're
think-
capable. I mean, didn't you see me pour the beer?
Yeah, that's why I wondered why we were doing it.
Oh, Gabby, I thought you were pretty slow over there. So are we good? You good?
I'm good. I don't know that I'll be there right at 11 with radio, but.
Okay.
So,
No, you
And plus
can't. Dan can't because of the knee. And so,
plus I MC a lot of the events,
In
but,
a chair,
yeah.
but he'll be underneath the tap, so it's questionable. I don't know if he's going to be pouring it or drinking it.
all right.
Tap has
Now
been
we're-
running for 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll be there.
I think we can, what do they need, like 4 or 5 people?
Nah, I think we go with 6 or something like that.
So we can have some
but-
pinch hitters?
On a Saturday.
Yeah,
It gets
6,
so
yeah.
busy.
Oh, I think,
So
okay.
let's make sure we open up to anyone on the boards. If they're interested, to reach out to me, I'll coordinate and get the names back to the chamber. Oldsmar, Strong for Puerto Rico. Those people really, that team's come together fast, they're focused, and really opened up some doors quick. And so anything that anyone can do to support them is terrific.
So I was going to mention this in my comments, but since you're talking about it, should we consider a city donation towards Puerto Rico or towards Oldsmar Strong? I mean,
You know
we
what,
help
I-
other charities, so.
I don't know that I have an opinion on it. I think, I spoke to Al today, this evening actually, and we're gonna allow, by the way, Oldsmar Cares is sponsoring it, which was a suggestion to kind of, because it is a loose group of people,
They
they're
have a
citizens.
501c3,
They're
yeah.
well-known citizens, they're active and everything and all that, but still to give it some solid backing. Plus it frankly helped with Walmart, giving us a day out there. So I think they're probably good on their own right now. I think the way we help them right now is try to help promote manpower or the locations for drop-offs, which we're going to do some in the city. And, but I think that is an appropriate measure at this time.
Okay.
So,
What if, to that point, and Tom or somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, can we be somewhat of a partner with them, and so that it allows us to promote it on our, our webpage or anything like
yeah,
that?
I mean,
Is
they'd be thrilled.
there anything prohibiting us from doing that? Just-
No, it's just that you've just got to maintain that public purpose whenever you're doing it, so, and I would just be very cautious relative to money being just paid into this fund, and then ultimately, there's no accountability at the end for that money being paid into the fund. And obviously with Eric there is, some accountability.
Yeah, they requested that I go on the accounts.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
And I said, listen, I'm gonna log in and look at it. But the people who are doing it are, top-notch people. So, but even so, they want that oversight and so forth. And that account will end up getting emptied with whatever's at the end left. The check will be written to go to whatever organization is distributing
Yeah.
on the other side. And so that's kind of the mindset. I think it's gotten a few $100s at this point. It's not real material, frankly, but that could change.
Yeah, well, if it doesn't, let us know, because I think it's certainly something to consider.
Yeah.
Since if they're partnered with Oldsmar Cares. I mean, if Oldsmar Cares puts any funding into it, then perhaps we.
'Cause I know they're having a
Subsidize that
flyer,
to
so we
Oldsmar
can,
Cares.
is that all right with you, Ann, that we push that out or something?
I
You are.
think we can, certainly.
I mean, we don't need to
promote it for the
generate it, but
community.
we can at least push out the message, I don't need you to, guys burdened with doing
I'll
it.
follow
but
up.
We can just push it out, because they're doing a flyer, we can push it out through our platforms.
Okay. Just an update. Got a text literally while I was sitting on here. My sister and their family was off the island of Puerto Rico, off the island of St. Croix, and finally, landed in Pittsburgh. So I'm going to tell the story real quick. They're friends. My sister has some health issues, and so it's kind of important for her to be near where there's emergency care and that type of stuff, which there is none on the island. There wasn't much to begin with, but
Puerto Rico was always the place you went to, right? So, we all know the condition there. They have some friends that apparently know the Gerber family, the Gerber baby products. So Gerber donated a whole bunch of supplies that they sent down for the Virgin Islands. And part they brought to St. Thomas and St. John and St. Croix. And they got wind of this with my sisters and, dogs and husband and all that. And so Gerber flew them back on their Learjet to help them get off the island.
Wow.
Pretty amazing.
It's amazing, yeah.
Pretty amazing. So thank you to the Gerbers and all the prayers. And the last thing I have is just, heartbreak for those victims out in Las Vegas. And we'll keep them in our prayers. That's all I got, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Vice Mayor?
Thank you, Mayor. As Eric mentioned, I'm meeting with Jamie Grant on a couple different issues. There was a bill that was presented by Matt Campbell last year about the millage rate, not being able to raise the millage rate. And then the city would have a reserve of only 30 days, which the hurricanes that we just had, if we had a catastrophic problem in our city, that wouldn't work for us. So I'm going to be talking about that. I also am going to be talking a little bit about the CRA and some of the things that happened with Irma around the state and some other issues, but I'll update the council after that meeting. The other thing I have
You're
is,
talking about home rule?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, definitely about home rule. Let cities work. Yep, definitely. And the next thing I wanted to bring up is I thought that the city did a great job with the debris. I mean, I had a huge pile of stuff and they came with a crane and took everything away. So I just wanted to mention that. And the other thing I want to bring up is, Eric, I don't know if I'm going to be able to be there for the Chamber Oldsmar Days. I don't know if I can.
I'm not going to have you on the list
Yeah,
for it, because
I'm-
I think with your oh, and good luck, by the way, on your knee replacement.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Sorry.
in a daze because I've been going to the hospital for this knee replacement, and so I'm going in on Friday the 13th in the morning.
Why don't you walk under a ladder and carry a black cat, too?
Yeah, I went to the class last week, and they mentioned that I can't drive for 4 to 6 weeks, and I'm like, drive? I can't drive, so I'm like kind of
Uber.
in a daze a little bit. But I don't think I'll be at the next council meeting for sure, because that would be that Tuesday after the operation. But it's time that I get this done because it's been getting worse the last several months, and I've been limping a lot, and the doctor my insurance, I qualify for this to get it replaced, and it's time to get it done.
Yeah.
So,
Both of mine replaced at the same time, and I'm gonna tell you, if 20 years later, you're gonna be thankful.
Yeah. Wow, both at the same time, that's,
I had them both at the same time.
knees, same time?
I had them both at the same time, and actually, it ended up, I was mayor at the time, and I walked in as mayor with 2 knees that were killing me with a walker.
Yeah, if I can, they're giving me a walker, and if I can use that, I will be here, but I don't know if I
You'll be
will
you'll be walking before 5 weeks, 4 weeks.
Okay.
If I can do it with 2 knees, you can do it with 1.
I think so.
Paula will have you up running around.
Yeah, probably making me do chores. But that's all I really had, Mayor. And then the other thing is, what happened in Las Vegas is just absolutely horrible, and that really bothers me. Today I did some search of the people that got passed away, and the stories are just endless, and it's just a really sad situation, and I just feel sorry for all those families, and my prayers are with them, and that's it, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember McGee?
so I know we just talked about Puerto Rico. I will say, I went to Wells Fargo, and there was a new employee there. He's been there about 6 months, and he already knew Jerry and Wanda, Elmer.
Somebody else or what?
No. He said, there's a gentleman that comes in here and he's like knows all the history. I said, Jerry Beaverland. I said, do you have like 10 people waiting outside to open a checking account? And he's in here telling stories.
Yeah.
But I just mentioned it because it really was personal. He told me how his cousin, his family lives in Puerto Rico, and He was on dialysis. He's only 36 years old, but he was in a hospital, and there's normally a river that's about 30 feet below the hospital, and of course, during Maria, it rose up 40 feet. And so, of course, the hospital was without power, it was flooded, and his cousin didn't have the means to use the cell phone because there was no cell phone service, and he ended up passing away. So it was, but it was quite sad, but, you know, just to show how close it hits to home, even for people here in the city. And, you know, they weren't even able to find out until 3 days after he passed because of, you know, just such limited capability to communicate there. So, yeah, I hope that we can do some more for the country, and I appreciate you being a part of that committee with Suda and everything that her and Hector are doing. And thanks to Matt and Sherry and you as well for organizing the barbecue for the first responders and the police department that helped during the hurricane. I really enjoyed it, and I thought that was really nice of them and you to kind of put that together. So thank you for that. And welcome, Al. Very excited to be sitting next to you for God knows how long, hopefully a long time. So welcome, congratulations.
Thank you.
And that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilmember Bieberman?
First, welcome again. It's,
Thank you, sir.
it's going to be a pleasure, I'm happy, and I'm sure the other council members are happy that you came up through the ranks. I believe in coming up through the ranks. And Tom, I want to thank you again for your prayers. They mean a lot to me. They mean a lot to this city. And you put time and effort in it. And for me, thank you. And for those that lost their lives, it is so sad that this is happening in America. I'm just sorry the guy shot himself, because I'd like to see him hung in public. Just thank you all.
Thank you. I don't have a lot. Again, welcome, Al. I think it's great. I know I speak for myself and hopefully for the council that I was honored to be a part of the process to do this, and I'm glad. And I think, Al, I mean, we talked about it before, that I'm glad we went outside to find out what we didn't know, you know, and what we found out was that we have a pretty damn good city right here, and I think we picked the best candidate. But I'm glad that we went through the process to know that was the case. So talking about your Jamie Grant thing, tomorrow we're supposed to, I don't know, it didn't make it on the agenda, but the mayor's council is supposed to talk about two things. One is about how we approach Tallahassee. Representative Peterson was at our last meeting, and she said you could fill the Capitol with as many people as you want to tell them whatever you want about home rule and CRA and all that stuff. And the reserves, they just kind of turn a deaf ear and do whatever they want to do, you know. So we're talking about other ways for the mayor's council. The one thing that elected officials, you know, especially state representatives, hates is the media getting involved and getting in their face. So we're going to discuss a little bit about that tomorrow. And, you know, hopefully that gets out, and then it gets to more of their delegation, and they can start banging on them a little bit too. So we're talking about that tomorrow. The other thing we're going to try and talk about tomorrow is kind of the lessons learned from the hurricane and what we learned as a city. And I think Al and I talked about it, you know, maybe Nan agrees or whatever, but I think the debris pickup, I don't know, probably less than stellar effort process that we had, but I think Al had said that maybe we look at signing up and piggybacking on the county's plan. I don't know if that's still the thought or not, but there's probably got to be a better collective effort that we can do.
You mean than what we just did?
Well, I don't know. Doesn't the county have a plan in place? I don't know that ours was, I think we had to amend ours a little bit to make it work.
FEMA changed the rules last year, and we had to react to that by doing an RFQ for a debris monitor and a debris management firm. That's related to the county's interlocal because you needed their permission to use their sites. We did that process, we passed those, we signed a contract with both, and essentially neither one of them showed up. So what I was going to ask to say at the end was, at the end of the storm, as we were starting cleanup efforts, our employees were fabulous. The operations crews were working 12+ hours a day, getting things started. To Mr. Beeble's point, we have some holes and we'll make passes at more visible places, but in my book, the employees did a fabulous job. I'm traversing the county. The county told us out of the gate, they were looking at 8 weeks for cleanup effort. You go down Curlew right now, between McMullen Booth and 19, and those houses on the north side, still totally loaded with debris. Our people did wonderful, and somebody we met in We Mean Business not 2 months ago had 2 claw trucks and gave us fabulous, extraordinary service. So I'm, from that standpoint, very excited. To your point, we may need to revisit how we go about dealing with the county, which is what we traditionally did. The balance is if we had continued to do that, because it was a FEMA rule that said we had to do this other thing, but the county came in late in the process after we had already signed both of those contracts and said, well, and it was all about piggybacking. That was just, it was a purchasing thing. And now the county found a way that we could get around it, but we had already signed these other deals. So it just made the process a lot harder.
Yeah.
The point that you were trying to make was, we're going to revisit the whole thing as to, are we going to be part of the interlocal with the county? Well, if we know we can get the kind of response we got out of a local person that had really a whole lot of popularity but gave us first shot, maybe we wouldn't have to do that, but we're going to look at the whole thing.
Got it. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, 2 points. One is, part of that monitoring and process is so you can get reimbursed from FEMA, correct?
Yes, sir.
And so some of that we wind up doing on our own and not, but the city winds up looking better. And then to the other point is, yeah, we may have these people under contract, but from what I understand, there are other parts of the state that were sweetening the pot a little bit for them, and they were going elsewhere. They don't care if they had a contract with you, so they were kind of playing the system. Why come pick yours up if they're paying me twice as much to come? Sure.
Well, whatever we have to do with FEMA, that's great, but I tell you what, the city of Oldsmar has done a great job.
Oh, they did, yeah.
But the city of Oldsmar can handle themselves without following the county and somebody else that wants to tweak them.
Yeah.
Well, we're fortunate we only had to pick up debris,
Yeah.
not much else,
Yeah,
so.
right. Did have a trip to Cuba. It's been on my bucket list. So if you ever get a chance to go there, it's definitely interesting from a lot of levels, both from the governmental side of it and the humanitarian side of it and things like that. So it was an interesting experience. Somebody asked me if I would go back, and I said yes, and they were kind of surprised that I thought that. But there was a lot there to learn and absorb, both good and bad. So
That's
definitely.
funny. Dan's going soon, right?
Yeah,
Dan?
So that means
I'm going Thursday.
4 of us
Oh, you are?
will have
On a
gone. yeah.
cruise or?
And
Yeah.
my friend that picked me up from the port when I came back, he and his wife they'll be in Cuba tomorrow morning.
That's
so
why I'm going before I
You're
go.
gonna love it. The
Can't
cars are just,
the
the
cars
people-
are just
It
phenomenal.
really is like, it's stepping back in time.
Sunday morning, we rented cars,
That's, yeah,
4 cars to go around the island
yeah, they're great too.
from 8 to noon.
Yeah.
Classic cars.
Safe, the people are so
Those
warm.
cars are, I asked the driver, those people pay $40,000 to $50,000 for those cars, but if you've just rented 4 of them, the cost, what they make back on them.
Yeah.
But I stepped outside of the little bar I was at in Havana when I did a walking tour of my own, and you probably saw it. I did a black and white video, and
It was cool.
it was like you stepped in the Wayback Machine back to 1950s, so definitely fun. The Vegas thing, it's just sickening. It's sickening on a lot of levels, and you continue to hear the stories, and then, I can't imagine how that CBS News person
Yeah.
even fathomed in her mind, A, to think it, and B, to write that she has no sympathy for these people because they're probably Republicans. That is just absolutely disgusting. As you said, a lot of them, and I've heard on the news today that a lot of them didn't even die at where the concert was. They died running down the street from it because they're running and their heart's pumping and they bled out and just died. And to make any kind of a political statement, I don't care which side of the thing you're on, I would say the same thing if a Republican did it, but just absolutely disgusting. And you continue to hear more and more about, what he did. Apparently he was at hotel for another concert a couple weeks prior. And, you know, so this was clearly well thought out, sending money to the Philippines. And there's more to this than him just being a crazy guy. Apparently he worked for Lockheed Martin in Pinellas County somewhere. I don't know which facility he worked at. Could have been this one here or down in Pinellas Park, but it's just disgusting that somebody would even think that. I'd love to see them stand in front of their family and say that to their face, you know, and anyway. Other than that, welcome, Al. We're glad to have you. Made it through one. You coming back in 2 weeks?
One down, 7:55 to go.
Yeah, and again, it was nice, and I think Al did a great speech at Bruce's thing, and I think Bruce is happy. I know Deputy Caccolo tonight saw him down on Shore Drive. I guess he was with Retha, right? They were having a nice little stroll walk, and she said, don't you have a council meeting to be at? And he just waved and said, tell him I said hi. So, yeah, he's well on his way. So if nobody has anything else, yeah?
Piggybacking on what you said about Grant, which he's useless to the city of Oldsmar, I think we should put our efforts for somehow to get us back into Pinellas County representative and not somebody in Hillsborough County. They don't give a rat's rear end about us.
I don't know how you go about that.
I'll tell you what, I'm ready. I'm gonna
Yeah,
talk
it's got to
to
be
him.
redistricting, and they're not going to.
Tom, did I say something wrong?
No, it's just very difficult to go through the redistricting process.
We need to start it somehow. I don't know how either.
It's disturbing when you see Jack at the Friday night, how he supports our city, what he said about us, you know, and then you've got this, Jamie doing this.
That's all of them. Chris
I don't
Grohl,
understand
too.
it.
I mean, they're all jockeying for position.
I've told Jamie to his face, you're useless to the city of Oldsmar.
Yeah.
That's what he was referring to when he was here before.
I said that in not as nice of words to him over a text, so, yeah.
Well, I wasn't, I'm not nice sometimes.
Really?
You don't text.
He just emails and.
In caps.
Why don't we get those anymore?
Yeah, we don't get your all caps emails anymore.
I told him to his face.
Blue and red.
Well, I don't know what we can collectively do. One, to encapsulate all your guys' thoughts that you're going to have with him, because I think we all agree, and put it in a letter in writing to him. I don't care if we release it to the media or not, you know, and put it in writing and tell him that, you know, put some thought into it. That's kind of what we're doing tomorrow with the mayor's council, is thinking out the thought process, putting it in writing and release it and let them defend their.
And I think, Mayor, to that point, it wouldn't be bad if you maybe, you know, got some assistance or however you want to do it, but pen an open letter.
That's what I was,
you know,
that was my
as
thought,
mayor.
on behalf of the council.
You know, that
We all
kind of
sign-
thing.
And we can all
Yes.
sign it
Yeah. I think that, you know, those types of things,
and release it.
yeah.
I don't.
Tell him whoever his opponent is, we're gonna vote for whoever it is.
And-
Whatever party it is, we're gonna vote against it.
And basically, you know, we could share that letter like we do resolutions with other municipalities, and they can
I think it's a great idea.
piggyback on it. That's basically the thought. Again, and I think I said this at the last council meeting, was to sit over there at the Florida League of Cities and hear everybody in that room be supportive of home rule and supportive of CRA and supportive of the reserve money, you know, process. And then to have, because I'm sure Jamie Grant's one of many that in their districts are doing the same thing. They're all drinking the Kool-Aid. And I think I mentioned at the last one, Representative Peterson, she said that, to your point, he is literally threatening people in Tallahassee. So as Jack has said, I think he said it maybe at the Florida League of Cities, that Tallahassee's becoming more like Washington every day. So especially at the House level. So I'm fine with authoring it. I can reach out to maybe we could reach out to the Florida League of Cities and get some verbiage from them. I think that would probably be, that would be a
There's some
unified.
good stuff on their website.
Huh?
There's some actually good information on their website.
And maybe we can just capture some of that and put it into a letter, you know, and just read,
Send them the letter also.
Huh?
To put it on their website.
Yeah, well, they've already got a bunch of stuff on their website, so, but grab some of that and put it in a letter and sign it from us, and then I'll bring that up tomorrow at the mayor's council, that's what we're gonna do, and then we can share that with the other cities, and maybe with the mayor's council, that, you know, I did the calculations on it. When you look at the number of cities in in Pinellas County and the number of cities in the state, we're 6%, which doesn't seem like a lot, but to have 6% of the cities in the state of Florida in one county is pretty,
lot.
that's a lot. So at any rate, I mean, Tampa's got what, 2? So, 2, 3?
3, I think. Temple Terrace, Tampa.
Plant City.
Plant City, yeah. So they got 3, we got 24. So, and if that's okay with, I'll bring it back to the city or to you guys to review, but I think we actually should all sign it.
I agree.
Yeah, and address it to him. We were supposed to get it to Mayor's Council, and I know Dan has one, all the legislators and how they voted on these particular, we don't need everything, but.
It's on the league side. I was looking
Yeah,
at it.
Yeah, and who they are, and we'll just send a letter to all of them too, and copy the media on it, and just let them defend it, You won't listen to us, so explain yourself to all the voters, so, that's what I basically told Jamie, and of course, the next day or 2 days later, he goes, I'm trying to get back from Tallahassee, the storm, I want to make sure everything's okay, because I told him, you guys don't even check on us or do anything, you don't care, Jack's people did. Even the governor's people did. Jack's people did, but you hear from Jamie or any? Nah. So at any rate, anything else? Al, any words of wisdom for
Yes,
us?
sir. Fresh out of wisdom.
Congratulations,
Out of
Al.
wisdom. You had one item tonight, and you're out of
Took it
wisdom.
all out of me.
It did. Yeah, you're home to bed early tonight, huh? Well, glad to have you. So if nothing else, meeting adjourned.